Coach Mike with just the tip. Today we're going to talk about front squats and some finer points that are going to help you get a stronger front squat, possibly be a little bit more comfortable with the movement. Alright, so let's start with the setup. Try and be consistent with your setup. Get into a routine, do the same thing over and over again. That's probably going to lead to a little bit better consistent technique, which is going to lead to better or more consistent gains, and you ultimately feeling more comfortable with the movement. So what I do to set up is I use the knurling. It's just about shoulder width for me. So actually just a little bit inside shoulder width. So what I want you to do is just kind of arms straight out in front of you, thumbs to the bar. You know, I use the knurling to kind of make sure that I'm even. You could go out here to make sure you're even. Whatever point you want to use on the bar. I get my thumbs on there and then I walk myself into the bar. Okay, so when I walk myself in, I walk until that bar is pressing against my windpipe, just a little bit. Okay, so once I walk in, my feet are directly below the bar. I'm using my thumbs to make sure that the bar is even on my body, right? So my thumbs are at the same points on each shoulder. Once I'm there, the bar's in against my windpipe just a little bit. I'm going to extend my arms out to create a shelf, right? So now I can stand up with the bar. It's not going anywhere, right? Because I reached out, I got my delts underneath there, and just standing straight up, I can squat like this all day long, okay? Once I have that shelf, there's a couple different directions you can go from there. I don't have the best mobility this way, right? So I can't do that traditional. This isn't very comfortable for me. I can't get my elbows very high. That's no good for me, right? If you are going to go with that traditional Olympic hold, I want you to get that tricep parallel to the deck, right? So we're up and in, all right? What I like to use is I just use kind of a cross grip. So I'm going to come in, set up, get my arms out, get the bar on that shelf. Before I unrack, I'm going to come across here, right? So when I'm in this position, I'm pushing my elbows towards the ceiling to create that shelf, and I'm going to squat like this, right? Those are two options. One more option, I'm going to go over to my boy Wes's bar here and show you how he does it. Right here. So if you have lifting straps like this and you don't want to do the cross arm method, you like being here a little bit more, what you could do, and what this is going to help you if you don't have the mobility to get that traditional Olympic hold there, is get these lifting straps. You want them on the knurling, right? If they're on the smooth part of the bar, they're going to slide on you. So you make sure they're on the knurling. Get them nice and tight. Get them nice and tight around the hands. And then we're going to come in, set up. So now I'm pulling the straps tight and I'm pushing my elbows in while I'm elevating my elbows. Okay? Todd likes that. He thinks you can get a little bit more tension that way. And I think that's right. I'm used to doing the cross arm. I'm able to get tension there. Do what works for you. Do what's comfortable. Try all three of them. And then whatever works for you best, go with that. So let's go back over to my rack here. Wes, I'm going to have you come to the side here. So now after we set up, let's talk about coming out and then actually going into the front squat. So I see people all the time, squats, whatever they're doing, they unrack and then they end up back here, right? All we're doing with our walk back is we're going to clear the rack. That's all we have to do, right? So when I unrack for my front squat, I'm going to be right about here. Okay, I'm not going to waste a ton of energy walking back all that far. I'm just going to make sure that the bar and the plates are going to clear the rack when I do my squats. Okay, so as I unrack, I'm going to come back. I'm in my squatting position. I'm going to take a second here to get comfortable, make sure I'm in my squat stance, right? So let's go down and look at the feet here. So when I step back, right, when I get in under the bar, on the rack for my front squat, I'm going to make sure that my feet are directly below the bar. I don't want to be back here and end up doing a good morning to get the bar out of the rack. Right? You're probably not going to be able to do that with the front squat anyways. So when I'm unracking for any kind of squat barbell, I'm going to be underneath the bar with my feet. Right? So when I stand up, I'm standing up straight. There's no hinge to it or anything. Now, from when I get that bar up, I'm going to take one step back, 2 step into position. Okay? So it's 1 step back, my second foot goes to my squat position. That's 2 steps. Alright? You don't want to be here, inside shoulder width, and then come here and start rocking around to find your setup. The less steps you take, the less tension you're taking out of your body. Alright? So we want to keep tension. Alright? So I get in, I'm underneath the bar, I take a big breath in, I create tension, I unrack, 1 step, 2 step to spot position, and now I'm back where I'm going to perform my squat. Once I'm in my stance, I'm going to take a big exhale, inhale in, hold that tension, and I'm going to pull into that front squat. Drive up. Okay, last rep. Now I'm going to walk myself back into the bar. What I don't want you to do is look at the rack when you're racking the bar, okay? When you set your bar up, you should know that if you're standing straight and you have that bar on the shelf, that you're going to clear the racks. So all I want you to do when you're re-racking the bar is walk forward, keep your eyes straight until the bar hits the back pad on the rack, do a quarter squat, drop it down into the rack, clear the bar. It's going to look like this. And I guess maybe, Wes, if you come in front of me, they'll be able to see this better. I'll do 1 full rep to show. Clear the bar, step back. All right, that's front squats. If you guys have any questions, comments, hit me up on email, set up a phone call, let's chat. Thanks to our man Wes for being a cameraman, and we'll see you next week.